Good evening, sports fanatics, and welcome to this week's edition of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Kristina Carbonara.
And I'm Allison Krakowiak. Well, the Seahawks stomped the Broncos, which is really no surprise, and the commercials were nothing great. But enough about the Super Bowl. It's time to move on to something bigger and better, the Olympics. So, Kristina, what event are you looking forward to most this year?
Well, Allison, I'm super pumped for hockey. Some of my favorite Pittsburgh Penguins will be playing on the American, Canadian, and Russia teams, so I can't wait to see who will bring home the gold this year. What events are you interested in?
Well, personally, I cannot wait to watch the biathlon.
Biathlon? What is that? I've never even heard of that.
Oh, it's definitely the most exciting event of the Winter Olympics. It's an event that combines cross-country skiing with rifle shooting. It's really cool.
Okay, then I guess I'll have to check that out. There aren't any rifles in volleyball, though. But the Ramblers have been doing plenty to make it as exciting as an Olympic sport. Men's volleyball was riding high last week after securing their first ever #1 national ranking. They invited their heated rival Ohio State into Gentile Arena for their first match as nation's top dogs. The men's volleyball team got more than 2,000 fans to show up for their game versus Ohio State on Saturday, including our very own Joe Flaherty. The Ramblers opened the conference play in this game and started on a high note with Nick Olson using his fingertips to end a long volley in the first set. The Buckeyes would not go down easy, battling the Ramblers in a back-and-forth second set. This Nick Olson serve turned into one of Ohio State's 22nd set points. But Thomas Jeske was not giving up. This was one of his 5 second set kills. The Ramblers ended the second set on an Ohio State serve. Early in the third set, Owen McAndrews made a kill to give the Ramblers the lead. Cody Caldwell was on fire in this one, ending the game with 13 kills and 6 digs. Most of his points came in a dominant third set for him. The Ramblers swept the Buckeyes right out of Gentile, winning 25-15, 25-20, and 25-23. So to extend their congratulations to the Ramblers for defending their #1 ranking, the NCAA coaches voted them
right into second place. That's right. The team found out Monday that UCLA captured sole possession of first following 2 wins over UC San Diego and UC Irvine. But that wasn't going to slow down the Ramblers, who traveled down to Romeoville last night to take on the 10th-ranked Lewis Flying Fleet. After trading the first 2 sets, the Ramblers stepped on the gas in the third and stormed out to a 7-1 lead. An ace from Thomas Jeske, who had a match-high 18 kills, helped wrap up the set for Loyola. It was more of the same in the fourth, as 3 kills from Dinas Berzins put the Ramblers out to an early 6-2 lead they'd never relinquish. A service error by Lewis on match point sealed the victory for Loyola, who captured their 5th win over a ranked opponent on the season.
The Ramblers also got a little help from their friends out west last night. The 3rd-ranked Pepperdine Waves swept the UCLA Bruins in straight sets, which should make for an interesting coaches poll release next Monday. There's no secret to Loyola's success this year. A lot of hard work and meditation. Bridget Sheeran caught up with some players to see how relaxing helps them bring the intensity.
It takes a lot of hard work to be a top-ranked volleyball team. Loyola's men's team would know. But they have a secret weapon that has helped them to be ranked #2 in the country: meditation. Well, not that kind of meditation. The meditation tradition was started by team chaplain Joshua Peters. The team meditates before every game and after every Wednesday practice. Loyola Athlete of the Month, Joe Smalzer, believes the meditation has played a large role in the team's success.
Absolutely. Yeah, our game's definitely picked up and we're a lot more focused on the court. And I think that's partially due to the meditation that we do.
Teammate Thomas Jeske believes that while the meditation helps him on the court, it affects him off the court as well.
It's just like everything. When you just sit and think about what's important to you, maybe afterwards, you realize you haven't talked to your mom, in a week, so you go call your mom or your sister or whatever, but whatever's important at the time you go do. And it just kind of helps lead you in that direction.
Meditation isn't the only thing keeping the Ramblers ahead of the pack. The team practices hard on the court too. Smalzer said that as much as the meditation helps, their main focus is on their game.
I think it's both. I think they're complementary, and both of them are kind of necessary in our game because the court helps us focus on the court, and the meditation helps us focus on outside of the court and just getting our outside world in focus as well as our game on the court.
Whether it be on the court or off, The men's volleyball team has done the work to put themselves ahead of the rest. They beat Lewis last night 3-1 and have already begun prepping for their game versus McKendree on Saturday. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Bridget Sheeran.
Wow, I can see why this really works. The Ramblers will definitely be meditating before their next match against McKendree this Saturday in Gentile Arena.
The women's basketball team might need to take up meditating to break out of their recent funk. The Ramblers dropped their past two Missouri Valley contests last week and looked to right the ship at home against conference foes Indiana State. Head coach Cheryl Swoops shared a few words with the ref during the game. Here's junior Katie Fott hitting a 3 in the first. Those are her only points on the night, but it gave the Ramblers an 8-point lead. Who's on fire? Troy Hambrick's on fire. She gets the bucket and gives Loyola an 11-point halftime lead. Kate Stone had herself a night. She gets the hook shot to fall and finish the night with a career-high 16. Did we mention Hambrick is on fire? She escapes the pressure and gets the basket, 2 of her career-high 30 points. Loyola rolls 71-58. For her exploits, Hambrick was named Loyola's Female Athlete of the Month for January. Redshirt senior Joe Smalzer was the male representative as he kicked off his final season by averaging 3.12 kills and 4.52 points per set for the month. He contributed 15 kills and 13 digs in the season opener against UC Irvine, and then 10 kills and 4 aces the following day when the team defeated BYU. The female athlete, Troy Hambrick, has been making quite the impression out on the courts, averaging over 21 points, nearly 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game. During the game against Evansville, she poured in 26 points and added 10 boards. She made a mark on the Rambler record book by recording 7 blocks in one game against Missouri State. So far for the season, Hambrick leads the Missouri Valley in blocks, is second in scoring, and 6th in rebounding.
And on the men's side, the Ramblers dropped an overtime thriller on the road to Southern Illinois this past Saturday. Milton Doyle's 27 points couldn't put Loyola over the top as they fell 81-76. They're about to tip off against the Bradley Braves tonight at Gentile Arena to try and snap their 2-game losing streak.
This Sunday, February 9th, Loyola's men's soccer team will be participating in the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center's Cycle for Survival. This indoor cycling fundraiser has been helping to raise money for rare cancer research across the nation since 2007. In just these first 7 years of the organization's fundraising, over $40 million have been raised for rare cancer research, and it has contributed to 85 clinical trials and research studies. Each member on the men's soccer team has had their lives touched by cancer in some way, so this is a cause that the team is eager to fight for. This is the second year the Ramblers are partaking in this 4-hour event. They will hop on their bikes on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. and pedal away until noon, with players taking shifts on 4 bikes. They were looking to raise $4,000 to go directly to the Cancer Center, but they've already exceeded that goal by over $600. If you would like to donate to the cause, you can find the link in the episode description on our YouTube page.
Who holds the record for the most points scored in the NBA? Who made a cameo appearance in the great 80s comedy movie? And lastly, who wears short shorts? Well, you're about to find out in this Week's in History with our very own Audrey Bailey.
Thanks, guys. On February 5th, 1989, New York native Kareem Abdul-Jabbar became the first NBA player to score 38,000 points. He'd use his trademark skyhook shot to conclude his career as the NBA's all-time leading scorer, raking in a total of 38,387 points, a record number that still stands to this day. Besides leading the scoreboard, some of Jabbar's career achievements include Rookie of the Year, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, 2-time scoring champion, and well, the list goes on. One of his finest career moments came on April 5th, 1984. The Lakers were taking on the Utah Jazz in Las Vegas when Abdul-Jabbar took a very important pass from Magic Johnson. Jabbar launched his signature skyhook toward the hoop and drew nothing but net. The shot became career point number 31,420, which vaulted him past Wilt Chamberlain as the NBA's all-time leading scorer. Abdul-Jabbar finally retired in '89 after accumulating, 6,697 more points. And since then, he's tried his hand at writing, coaching, broadcasting, and maybe most importantly, he starred in one of the greatest movies of all time. And do you guys know what movie I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Come on, 1980s.
Space Jam.
Robert Hayes. Nope,
No.
airplane.
No.
Airplane, guys. Well, I know what we're doing after the show. We're watching that.
Well, everyone wishes they could lead a double life. Dr. Jekyll was Mr. Hyde, Miley Stewart was Hannah Montana, and statistics professor Bret Longman doubles as a martial arts master. Grace Runkle has more on this story of duplicity.
Students in Professor Bret Longman's statistics class may think twice about coming in late when they find out about his other job. Every afternoon at Longman Martial Arts, this statistics professor teaches Taekwondo, Hapkido, and kickboxing to students as young as 3 years old.
I've been doing Taekwondo for about 12 years, and I started the school 8 years ago. I have black belts in Taekwondo and Hapkido, and I also practitioner of Muay Thai, which is a Thai martial art, a form of kickboxing.
While most would say math and martial arts have nothing in common, Longman pointed out a major similarity between the two.
The main crossover, I would say, is just handling different personalities, pushing people to do their best, whether it's statistics or Taekwondo or anything I teach. And also, they both statistics and Taekwondo are very mathematical. There's processes in both that you can teach, and I'm good at teaching both of those, and so I think that that's a big crossover.
Working 2 jobs is not everyone's ideal, but Longman prefers it this way.
It keeps me busy. This job relieves a lot of stress. Both jobs have their share of stress, of course. I also don't like to be bored, and doing one job in my life will never make me happy. So I like having 2 different jobs, 2 distinct jobs, and I really like to teach.
Longman said sometimes even the students teach him a lesson, but he has some very important ones he hopes they take away.
I learn that everyone is different, and I learn how to deal with different types of people, moods and personalities, and every day's learning experience. I hope the students learn a sense of self. I hope that they gain a lot of self-confidence, and I want them to learn to push themselves and to be their best at all times.
Today I will do my best. Go!
That's why the mantra of all Longman's classes is Musa.
When the students come in, they all say Musa. Musa means warrior in Korean. There's even a famous movie called Musa, which means the warrior.
1, 2, 3, go! Musa, Musa, Musa!
From the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Grace Runkle.
Longman is currently training every day for an upcoming amateur Muay Thai tournament that will be held in Iowa this June.
Though there are plenty of talented ladies in the MVC, you know the rules. Only three of the best can make the list. Here's Milad Meda with this week's MVC Top 3.
Thanks, Kristina. It was hard to narrow it down, but only 3 of these basketball phenoms can make this highly coveted list. At 3, we have Drake University's Kendall Clark. The Bulldogs might be struggling this year, but Clark's play is definitely not the reason why. She's the leading in the team in scoring at just under 17 a game and recently scored 18 in a 2-point victory against Northern Iowa. In the 2 spot, we have Alex Harden of the MVC leading Wichita State University Shockers. Harden leads the Shockers in both points and assists. Her strong play helped the Shockers to an 18-2 record, which is 6 games better than second-place Indiana State. And taking our top spot is Loyola's own Troy Hambrick. Hambrick's 378 points lead the entire conference. She exploded for 30 points, a career high last time she was out in the court, and should continue to dominate the conference for the rest of the year. And that's our MVC Top 3. Now back to the desk.
We have a lot of science classes at Loyola, none more scientific-based than sports science with Chris Lehman.
This is Sports Science with Chris Lehman. I'm Chris Lehman, and yes, I am flexing. I always flex in my polos. We're the guys that brought you behind the scenes with Amari Stoudemire getting buckets, Drew Brees throwing the most accurate spiral in the game, and my personal favorite, Dennis Northcutt racing an ostrich. Yes, an ostrich, but that footage is too raw, so we're not going to show it to you. This week, we're tackling the art of the 3-point shot. So, as you saw from the clips, Loyola has a couple good sharpshooters, none of them better than my man Milton Doyle right here. So he stands at about 6'4", and every time he shoots the ball, he elevates 18 inches off the ground. And I mean every single time. Consistency is key. Now the next thing to notice is one of our studies has showed that 48 degrees is the absolute perfect angle to release the ball at for a three-pointer. And anywhere from 46 to 50 is good, but my man Milt here shoots at 48 every single time. Another thing to notice, his elbow. We're gonna bring it on over here to the close-up. He's got this perfect 90-degree angle elbow bend for his shot. Because, think about this for a second, just ponder this. In this physical world, what isn't a right angle these days? The building that you live in, probably constructed at a right angle. The TV that you're watching this on, right angle. What about your cell phone? Check the corners. It's all a right angle. How about that grade school lunchbox of yours? Yeah, that SpongeBob one, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. It's all right angles. So watch these clips and you'll see what we're talking about. So as you saw from the clips, as long as you do everything that you're supposed to do with a 90-degree bend, the 48-degree release point, you can't be stopped. You saw there's two guys down here trying to guard him, but they couldn't guard him. They were too low. There's another one over here. They're all over him. But look at Milt just rising above. He's focused. You see this? Eyes. Where are his eyes? On the bucket. Look at this. Perfect. You know what that number is? 48 degrees. Every time. Consistency. Okay, I get that I might be losing some of you guys. So some of you guys might be straight up math people. You ever hear about the good old formula? A squared plus B squared equals, you know what that equals? Getting buckets. If you want to get buckets, you remember these simple facts. This has been a Sports Science exclusive with Chris Lehman.
Wow, I wish I was wearing a polo.
Kristina, I've been hearing a lot about stray animals and toothpaste bombs in Sochi. I wonder if Nick Amatangelo has any comments on that in this week's Ramble.
Welcome to the Weekly Ramble. I'm Nick Amatangelo, joined this week by Jillian Schwartz and Megan Carabelli. We are live to you here at the Brendan Bond Memorial Podium.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so now that the Super Bowl is over, we turn our attention to Sochi for the Winter Olympics. What are you most excited for? Megan?
Me first.
Yeah, I think Jillian.
I'm going to take this one first, just because I know my answer very well. Okay, so here's the deal. I love figure skating. I seriously do. It's so dear to my heart. And we have some seriously good actually ice dancing pairs. We have Meryl Davis and Charlie White. He's a hockey player. Okay, anyway, I'm getting off topic. But basically, hockey is a sport to watch. I have to say, I have some clips of some serious sellies because that is the main part. There's two highlight reels that you have for hockey. It's the goals and the sellies. So it's there's so much to watch, so much to look forward to. Hockey all the way. Ha ha.
All right, Megan, let's see what you really think.
Is this a question? When there is a Jamaican bobsled team, I'm pretty sure you don't need to watch any other part of the Olympics. I think that really honestly speaks for itself. That's pretty much the main attraction, and I'm gonna go with that.
Nice pick.
I wouldn't go main attraction, but I'm definitely looking for a sequel to Cool Running. Megan, I'm gonna go with you. I'm really disappointed neither of you guys said curling, though. That's what I'm most excited for.
Because no one's excited.
At any rate, the Loyola Ramblers softball team
population.
starts its season this week in Chicago in February. They will be playing in a dome, but the rest of the season they play outside. So what do you think about this? Pa or faux pas? Megan?
Is this seriously the question?
Yes.
It's cold. Of course they're going to play inside. I don't even know what to respond to this.
But why are they playing it in Chicago? Why do you think they're playing it in Chicago?
Because it's a home game, and because what would make the difference, playing inside, playing outside, it's the exact same thing, Nick. Why?
Well,
why?
Here's the deal. Okay, yeah, A of all, why would they be playing outside? But just to go against her answer so that I get the point, wouldn't it be so great if the whole team just travel down to Florida or something, they had like a lot of team bonding. I bet all the bonding and like snacks on the bus will lead them to like victories on the fields, and like they just come together as a team as Ramblers. And when we're Ramblers, we ramble so hard. So I'm just saying, if we the hardest rambles.
I gotta give that the point.
Ah, jeez, stop.
Why is that a question?
Last but certainly not
Just gotta
least,
get the
we
answer.
know Michael Phelps is the most decorated American summer Olympian of all time.
Decorated with
Who,
abs.
Apollo Antonono, is the most decorated Winter American Olympian. How many medals total does he have?
Wait, who was the second one?
Apollo Ono.
Oh, the one with
Apollo
the
Ono. Yeah,
with the little.
the little goatee. How many medals does he have total?
How many?
How many total medals, including silver, bronze,
How
and
many?
gold?
No, what colors are they?
7.
I was gonna say 6.
Ooh, you both were so close. It's actually 8.
Oh, that was dumb.
That's
Just because
kinda
they're
dance.
dating, this isn't
This
my
has
fair.
nothing to do with that. She got lucky.
I called him
If
out.
you don't believe me, check on our website. Until then, back to you guys at the desk.
Boy, Megan really got after Nick on that one. Well, that's about it for this week's edition of the Rambler Sports Locker. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like us on Facebook using any of the handles you see listed below. Until next time, I'm Kristina Carbonara.
And I'm Allison Krakowiak. Thanks for stopping by the locker, and don't forget to turn out the lights.